Hey guys, it is Gareth, also known as Pew Pew Pew, and I am bringing you my week 6 match against Pierre. Pierre is a very scary opponent to face. He was top of our division for a little while. He beat Bob. I know he definitely lost to Connor and maybe Chris, I think it was. So his and plus he's been in this for 3 years, or 3 seasons, sorry, and he knows what he's doing. He's a scary opponent to face, and you've got to respect that when you go into a battle. So I went into this with as much preparation as I do normally, with a bit of hand this week from Matthew Kite. Link will be in the description. Thanks a lot, man. He's a good friend of mine, and yeah, if you don't know him, then you should go check him out. Pierre's team. He's got a Lando Eye, he's got a Suicune, Celebi, Crobat, Mega Diancie, Meloetta, Druddigon, Escavalier, Mienshao, and Shiftry. From an objective point of view, you see the Landorus and you see threat. I do not. I have Mesprit, which is just a hard counter to it. Simply put, the biggest threats to my team really are Crobat, Mega Diancie, and Mienshao. On my side, I have Terrakion, which can do a bit of work against this team if I weaken it a bit, and if I play my cards right. I have Heliolisk, which is also very good against this team, but I have to be careful with how I use it. And Hydreigon, of course, which I'm bringing for the second week in a row, which has pretty good coverage against most of its team. So those are the big 3 offensive threats I'm bringing. As I said before, Mienshao, Crobat, and Mega Diancie are his threats, and you'll see how I plan to deal with them in the team builder. So we'll just hop into that right now, so I'll see you in a second. So here it is, here is the team that I brought. As you can see, Mesprit, as I said before, is my Landorus counter. I'm running a fully specially defensive set with Combo Berry. This is simply for the fact that 2 knockoffs do not kill it with Combo Berry, and knockoff Sludge Wave combo doesn't kill it, knockoff any other move basically doesn't kill it, so this is what Mesprit is for. It's got Ice Beam, which OHKOs, it's got Rocks and T-Wave, because that's just the best 2 moves it gets. And Healing Wish, which was, it was a decision that Matt and I came to for if I could save, say I had Heliolisk out for a while, it got a bit damaged, and I could Healing Wish back into it, and say he wants to switch out, I could do that, get it back up to full, and have a second win with it, basically. And plus, I didn't really have a good move to fit in as the last move, so it's good to have that option. Next we have Stoneplate Terrakion. This was to bluff the Scarf of the Band, basically. I'd Stone Edge. With the Stoneplate damage, it sort of looks banded-ish. So we'd suspect that go into maybe a check or something, and I could sub up X as a close combat, whatever, depending on what it is. And yeah, it's sort of there to trick him into thinking that it's choiced. Very similar situation with Heliolisk as well. It's a Volt Switch bot, basically. Oh yeah, I forgot to go over the EVs for this. It's enough speed to outspeed Jolly Mienshao, because the fastest thing on his team, aside from Crobat and Diancie, which outspeed everything, is Mienshao. So same goes for Heliolisk. Rest in attack, some in HP, of course. Same goes for Heliolisk with special attack. Dry Skin for Suicune, and this was to Volt Switch out, just sort of make him think that I'm choiced, and then sort of sneak a kill with Charge Beam, and then sort of try and clean up with this. It was the idea behind it. HP Ice was for Lando, of course. Signal Beam was for Meloetta and Celebi. I sort of expected Celebi more than Meloetta, so that's why I have this over Dark Pulse, but yeah. Then we have a Scarf Hydreigon, so if bluffing the choice doesn't work, we've got the choice on this. Draco, because it's just good coverage. Dark Pulse for Meloetta and Celebi again. Flash Cannon specifically for Mega Diancie, and U-Turn to sort of have a bailout. Enough speed when choice to outspeed, I can't remember what it was. I think it was it's enough speed to outspeed Choice Meloetta, I remember that, and it's enough speed to outspeed Jolly Crobat when choiced. I can't remember if there was something else in there that I'm forgetting, but that was most of it. So yeah. Vileplume, my Mienshao counter. It's as simple as that. I have 24 in speed to stop him from creeping with Trigon. That's just basically why that's there. The rest is in defense. With Effect Spore, I can cripple it. I basically wall it for free. Synthesis for recovery, Sleep Powder because sleep is one of the best statuses to induce, and Dual Stab for coverage. This thing was basically there for Mienshao. Simply put, it's the only thing on my team that can deal with it if you look at it, because knockoff hurts this, and I don't have much to hit it with, so that's why Vileplume was there. And finally, a necessity on all of my teams, it's Mega Scissor, especially defensive, and this is for Diancie. At 1 defense boost, I believe a Bullet Punch kills, if I'm not mistaken. I know it, after rocks that is. I know it does 121 base to a max speed Diancie. With just Bullet Punch, no investment, you know, no boost on his end. So Roost was a must-have because it's going to be a wall. U-turn for Momentum Switch Up, and Defog just for the hazard removal. So that's the team that I brought. I think it deals well with everything that I mentioned before, except Crobat. Crobat is kind of an issue, but I wasn't expecting him to bring I was expecting him to bring more of a supportive set. So Heliolisk can sort of deal with it. Terrakion can as well, because it doesn't take all too much from Brave Bird. So yeah, that's my team for this battle, and yeah, we'll hop straight into that right now. So these are the teams that were brought. I said before that I was expecting Crobat, this, and Mienshao, which is not there. I was not expecting Scavalier at all. That was one thing that completely slipped my mind, and it's not a thing that does particularly well against my team, being that I have Scizor there to deal with it, and Vileplume. So he said on the side, you can't see it, but I was surprised that there was no Mienshao, and he said Chandelure didn't want to sort of play around with the high jump kick and stuff, so that's why I didn't bring it. Yeah, these teams look pretty evenly matched, I'd say. I might have an advantage if I get the ball rolling early, and he would if he got the ball rolling early, that's for sure, because Mega Diancie puts in the work, aside from on Scizor, of course. So yeah, let's just hop straight in. I'll be trying to sort of play and pause and sort of commentate as best as I can what's going on, because this match is a close one, and it's a very good one in my opinion. So I lead off with Heliolisk, of course, and he leads off with, what's it called, the Scavalier. I can safely Volt Switch out on this. He can't outspeed, no way in hell, so I'm just going to Volt Switch out. I believe I go into, yeah, Scizor. He misses a Mega Horn. I can't remember how much it does later. Iron Head does like 80%, so Mega Horn would have done, what, 24? I have Roost, so that miss doesn't really matter. It's just sort of demoralising to see a miss that early. We both go into our rockers, we both set up our rocks. That's fine by me because his team is slightly more crippled by it, if you look. I don't have anything that's weak to it per se, and I have Terrakion that doesn't take that much damage from it, and he has Crobat. So he's hurt by it more than I. I go for a T-Wave, he gets paralysed. If he was going for a Glare, that's unfortunate. If he was going for a Dragon Tail, I don't know. It's very similar to the hacks that I got against Rufus.
Congratulations, you just triggered a Vietnam flashback.
Which is just sort of unnecessary, really. It's really unfortunate for him. I go for an Ice Beam here, get off a bit of damage, and he gets powered again. Yeah. Don't worry, this match isn't particularly hacksy, but this is it's just unfortunate really how this game started off, because I make the most of this. I know he's going to switch out into Suicune, predicting the Ice Beam again. So I make a sneaky switch into Heliolisk, and I get a free Volt Switch off again. It's that simple. He goes out into Meloetta, I go for a Volt Switch, and I forget what I go into. I think it's Terrakion? Yes, it is Terrakion. And here I can freely fire off a Stone Edge or a CC. I believe I go for a Stone Edge. Yes, I do. And that just straight up kills Strutigon. So that's a kill for Terrakion. I'm 6-5 up right now. I've got momentum on my side, and I'm playing like a fucking champ, so... Well, that and the 2 powers helped, so... I'm playing like a man right now. That's all that counts. I switch out into Heliolisk, no, Vileplume, sorry, and he goes for a Roar, which sends me straight out into Hydreigon, which I will freaking take. I can go for a Draco, a Dark Pulse, I can do whatever I want. He goes into Diancie. If I had Flash Cannon there, that would have been the biggest of plays, because that would have been dead. I went for the safe U-turn, because if he stayed in, then I could have gone into something to take the Ice Beam, what it's called. If he didn't, because going on I should have gone for Flash Cannon, really. It would have been the biggest play, because then Diancie wouldn't have been an issue for the rest of the match. So I go Anti-Sizzle, he Mega Revolts. I know he's going to protect here. He does it. I go for the Bullet Punch. And here, I know he's going to switch out. I go for the U-turn. Once again, beating a man. And getting more momentum on my side. Just playing risky. It's the way to do it, really. Against somebody of Pierre's caliber, you've got to do it. I go for... Oh, that's right. This is where I sort of misplay my cards. I show the Charge Beam there because I thought he was going to leave Suicune in to sack it, because he wouldn't want to take too much damage on Meloetta, on the Rock Switching, or on this. But he does, so I should have shown my cards here, showed the Charge Beam, and yeah, I should have maybe just switched out here instead of Volt Switching, because I don't get that much more damage off, and sort of kept the illusion that I was choiced, but I do go for the Volt Switch here. That's probably a mistake on my behalf. And I just go straight out into Mega Sizzle because I can take any hit from this. There it is. It's just 24, as I said before. It doesn't do too much, and I just root step. So he can't do much to me. And here, I believe I got into File Plume? Oh no, I U-turn out. Yeah, that's right. I U-turn thinking he'd switch. Because he doesn't have much to hit me, I don't have much to hit him. That was the hardest hitting move I could go for. He goes for a Drill Run. File Plume doesn't give a shit. I Synthesis up, I believe. And here is a big play. If he's Max Attack, I believe Max Attack Adamant, this kills. If he's Max Attack, or no, if he's Max Attack Banded Jolly, he can kill. And so here he kills me, and I'm thinking this has to be Banded or just Adamant. I'm suspecting it's maybe a choice Adamant because it outspeeds everything I've got. So I go out into Terrakion, and I know that I can take a Band, I can take an Adamant one. I know that for sure with my investment. I've got the little bit of HP in there, and if he's not either of those two, and it was just a high roll or whatever on File Plume, then it won't do too much, and I can just kill it with a Stone Edge. It does a lot. That's not quite max roll, but it's very close to it. I would have enjoyed having enough HP for another Rock Switching, but whatever. I go for a Stone Edge, kills this off. And here he sends out Diancie. Here I sort of make a misplay. I should have let this in as just to die. I wanted to keep it as Death Fodder, and I end up sacking my Mesprit, which is not the best of ideas when you're facing a Diancie. Especially because he gets the first boost, and then he gets the second boost. So this is looking scary. I go into this, sort of showing my cards once again. This is definitely not Scarf. No, not at all. I believe I go for a Flash Cannon here anyway. Yeah. I go for a Flash Cannon, kill this off. He goes into... Oh no, he goes into Meloetta. I thought it was Suicune here. And I switched out into Mega Sizzle thinking... he's going to Hyper Voice me, or he's going to go for something like that. I can go into Sizzle. And he makes the manly play of going for a Hidden Power Fire.
Unbelievable.
And that's all my momentum gone. I shouldn't have sacked Mesprit in the first play. That was a misplay. But him going for the HP Fire there was huge. That was my Mega Diancie stop and counter. His Mega Diancie is there freely, sitting there, and outspeeds everything that I've got aside from Hydreigon, and playing Scarf Mind Games is never fun. Here I go for the Signal Beam, I believe, because it hits everything on his team, barring that, but I know he's not going to switch it in. He goes for the Dazzling Gleam here, and here I think to myself, he's got to predict the Signal Beam again, but he makes another manly play and stays in. And here I'm thinking to myself, oh great, I've got to sack this off. If I'd have gone for another Signal Beam there, it was my game. Here, I should have Volt Switched. If I'd have Volt Switched here, this would be dead. I had Hydreigon in, and I could have played around and sort of scared either Suicune or Diancie, killed one of them, and then brought back out my Helioscus Death Fodder, got Hydreigon back in, and then cleaned up. However, I do not do this. I go for the Signal Beam, which is a huge misplay because now his Diancie gets in for free. And apparently it was either modest or something like that, because he said that Jolly max speed Helios would have outsped, whereas I'm only running enough speed to outspeed Mienshao. So yeah, I basically have to either go for a Dark Pulse here, hope for the crit or flinch, and then kill off Suicune after, or I go for the Flash Cannon, kill this, and then I just can't kill Suicune. I have to like 3-hit it, and he's probably got rest. So I go for the Dark Pulse here, got a 30% chance to flinch, I don't get it, and Moonblast takes me out. So there are a couple of plays there at the end that sort of threw the game, yeah. The plays at the end through the game, Pierre managed to claw back momentum very well. He played, his ending there was incredible to bring that back. It's a very similar ending to how I faced against Bob. I had a lot of early momentum, I was sort of switching around, messing around with him, and then he brings in a threat that I can't deal with, and instead of sacking him on that I don't need, I end up sacking him on that I should have kept in Mesprit. If I still had that around instead of the Terrakion just to have as Death Fodder, then I would have been much better off. But that's all we can do right now, is reflect on our mistakes. And to be fair, Pierre battled incredibly. He showed, he just showed tenacity. Really, he didn't let the game slide. He didn't let his hopes drop. He played like a man towards the end there, similarly to how I played like a man at first. It was a very good game. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I'm very proud of this defeat. It's very strange to say that, but I'm glad I was a part of it. So we are sitting currently at 2-4, which isn't beautiful. It means that I've got no more chances at playoff right now. I had very slim chances at first, and how this game was going, it was either going to be a 1-0 to me or a 2 or 1-0 to Pierre. It was as simple as that. It was going to be a close match either way. If I'd have made that Volt Switch play, it could have been in my favour, but we can only dwell on it now. What was I going to say? Yeah, so all I want to do now is if Rufus loses this week, then I'm going to I'm going to play a proper game, and I'm going to try and cheese him out of 7th place and have him be last just to spite him. But if he wins against Chris, then it's basically out of my reach, and I'm just going to go pure cheese and pure cash in my last game and have fun more than anything else. I'm definitely returning next season. I'm definitely going to improve on my late game sort of control of the match. I think I need a bit more bulk to have switch-ins to big threats, but that'll be a plan for next season. And yeah, on that note, I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you all for watching. Bye bye.